Welcome back, dude.
Yeah.
Long weekend?
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah.
I kind of am getting a cold.
I hear it.
So yesterday was a little bit rough, but I was glad to be off work.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
My wife let me sleep till 9:30 yesterday.
Oh my gosh, that is so late. I
Can
don't
you
think I
believe
could
that?
sleep that late. I wish I had the ability.
You could if you drove up to a baseball game and turned around and drove back home and were up until almost 1:30.
Okay. Yeah. I could do that because I go to bed like an old man. It's like 9 o'clock. I'm like in bed. Like,
Right.
Why are we up so late?
Right.
It's 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
The sun's been down for a
It's
couple hours.
almost the witching hour of 10.
The witching hour. So did you watch my video?
I did watch your video.
Yeah. Shameless plug. I made a sick video.
Check out Run Bike Mike.
Yeah. Yeah, I was happy with it. I was happy with the product I produced while making that video.
The product of the video or the product of what you actually made?
See?
Eh?
Both.
Yeah, they're both quality.
I was happy with them. I like the direction that I'm going with this.
I do too. Since you've started doing your voiceover the way you have the last couple of videos, I'm a big fan. I told you over the weekend, if I weren't subscribed already,
Yeah.
I would subscribe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I gained I think 6 subscribers. I think it was somewhere around there.
Which as a percentage is like 4% growth.
It's significant.
Yeah.
Yeah, 117 to 124-ish. I don't know if my math is right. I don't do
That's
math
7.
on the fly. Okay, even better. I got a bonus subscriber. Whoever
didn't even
you
know
are,
about that one.
whoever you are, thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
How about you? What did you do this weekend besides spray paint your ground?
I did spray paint my ground. Mike has some land, as we've talked about, and we found, was it Arbor Day Foundation?
No, it's the conservation department.
Okay.
Yep.
So you can order many, many trees that are a year old or a few months old for not a lot of money.
Yeah.
And the more trees you order, the less money per they are.
Yeah.
So I said, hey, Mike, can I get in on that deal? Because
Yeah.
I don't need to order 10 trees, but
Yeah.
I would like 4.
So for an example, I got you, Chad, and my neighbor, Chad.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted
Couple of
trees,
Chads,
too.
just a couple of Chads.
Just a couple of Chads and a Mike. And so I wanted 50 tulip poplar trees. And then he wanted 50 tulip poplar trees. You wanted some, so I ordered 50.
I wanted 4.
Yeah, he wanted 4. So I ordered 50 because I didn't need that many. I wanted 40, I think. So there's going to be some extras,
yeah.
which is fine. But so 100 tulip poplar trees, $36.
$36.
That's insane. I mean, they're going to be tiny, but
They're
I
gonna be
have
tiny.
been growing a tulip poplar tree from a 3 to 4 inch height for the past several months, and now it's 1.5 feet.
Right, and I saw that picture you posted over the weekend. It's got a ton of leaves on it,
And
so it's healthy.
I just got another one today.
Another leaf?
No,
Oh,
another sprout. My parents have these trees. Another leaf. Yeah. No, I'm not counting the leaves.
Oh, okay.
But my parents are growing these, and they had a little one popping up. My mom's like, hey, do you want this? And you can kind of grow it. And I said, yeah. And she goes, oh, hey, by the way, I've got a maple doing the same thing over here. So this morning, I got a maple and another tulip poplar.
I have about 4 or 5 inch maple growing in my flower bed.
I'll take it if you don't want it.
I'm taking it.
Okay.
I'm going to plant it in a pot like you did with your tulip poplar.
Yes.
And I'm going to plant it in my front yard next to my other maple. Not too close, but...
Get that root stimulator going when you
Yeah.
put it in the pot, and then you water it every day just a little bit. And man, that tulip poplar has been it's the happiest tree ever.
Just a happy little tree. It's like a Bob Ross tree.
It is a Bob Ross tree. Anyways, interrupted you. You spray painted your yard to mark where your trees were going to go.
Yeah, so originally, I also found this cool website that shows shadows.
Yes, you did.
Wasn't that neat?
That was awesome.
So I went out and I put in these 3 trees and said that, 20 feet high, I think is what I had up when I was showing you, which I figure these grow 3 to 4 feet a year. In a decade.
Yeah.
They'll be about that big.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah.
And so I put in 3, and I told you, I was like, I wish my neighbor would plant one too, because there's just a part of my house that doesn't get hit until 4 in the afternoon by the shadow. But that was with me leaving 20 feet of clearance on either side of my yard.
Mm-hmm.
I have to do 20 at the back because there's a power line back there.
Mm-hmm.
But on the sides, I don't have to do 20.
Right.
So I changed it to 10 on each side
Yeah.
and got 4 across the back.
Nice.
And I think I'm going to have better house coverage.
That'll be good.
So anyway.
10 years, you're going to have the coolest house in the summer.
Literally the coolest.
It's going to be sick.
It's also going to be sick. It's also going to be cool. And so, yeah, trees combined with my Nest thermostat, I'm going to be set.
You're going to be rocking it.
I'm going to have a $5 electric bill.
That's right. That's right. All because of a couple of bucks and a thermostat.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah. Hey, Mike, yeah. I was wondering, why did the ketchup blush?
No idea.
Because she saw the salad dressing.
Oh.
So stupid, and I love it.
I don't know how people come up with these, but they're fantastic.
Yep. So what did we do this week, Mike?
This week, we did our first interview.
We did.
And it was a lot of fun.
I thought so too.
Yeah, we will kind of talk about it here a little bit more after the bumper, but today's episode is going to be mainly that.
Yeah, mostly interview, and then we'll come back and do our crazy tech at the end.
Yeah. So let's do this.
Let's do it. Welcome back to Lunchtime Tech Talk. I'm Chad.
And I'm Mike.
And yeah, today, well, a few days ago, but you're listening to it today.
Yeah.
We interviewed Marcus Neil from Team WKG.
Yes.
Which is a Facebook / Zwift cycling group.
Yeah.
And we'll just jump right into the interview.
Yeah, let's do it. It's awesome to be talking to you.
Oh, it's incredible. Yeah, considering the geographical distance and the amount of times we've spoken through the group and Zwift, etc. To actually hear your voice, I feel starstruck.
Well, it's definitely cool. Well, got Chad here with me.
Hey, man, what's up?
Hey, Chad, how you doing?
Good. I told Mike this morning, I was like, what's the worst that can happen? It's just the internet and thousands of miles, so we should be fine, right?
Exactly. And I don't know if you've seen any of my videos, but the internet in this part of the world is probably completely alien to what you guys are used to. So the fact that I can hear anything you're saying is a miracle as far as I'm concerned.
That is awesome. So, out of curiosity, what is your internet speed?
I'm not even sure you can put a number on it. It varies every day, genuinely. I think, if I tell you I upload all of my vlogs using my mobile data on my phone, that'll give you an idea of what my home.
Yeah, that's a good start.
Yeah, exactly. That tells you something.
Wow. Well, it's awesome that you're willing to do this interview with us and be kind of the first person to do it. So you're the first person that you came to my mind as just an easygoing person, and you seem to just be someone that anybody can talk to. So I thought, you know what, you'd be a perfect person to interview about technology with Zwift and your adventure on it, since that's also a topic in the podcast. So.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm honoured. I didn't know I was the first, so that's made it an even bigger honour. So I appreciate it, guys.
Yeah. So. For anybody who doesn't know who you are that's listening to the podcast, because we just went through a lot of our statistics, and we are apparently worldwide. Not a lot of worldwide, but we are worldwide. So
we're apparently big in Vietnam.
Yeah, we got some fans over there. Can you tell us just a little bit about yourself, what you do for a living, and all that stuff?
Yeah, of course. Okay, well, I'm a middle-aged father of three. Three humans, one very clingy dog, two cats that hate me, so I don't tend to include them in my family list. I'm a graphic designer by trade, have been for 20 goodness knows how many years. Married for 20 goodness knows how many years also. I am a wannabe, no, I nearly said I want to be pro cyclist. I'm not even a wannabe pro cyclist anymore. That ship has sailed. I'm just a wannabe adequate cyclist. The next PewDiePie, but for cycling vlogs. Yeah, I try my hand at everything. So I want to make my own music for my vlogs. I will bring out all my previous skills from my childhood at some point, so I can make it in the breakdancing world if ever that comes back. I'm back up. I play the saxophone, so that again, I'm trying to get that back into popular music, so I can utilise that skill. No. Joking aside, I'm a 45-year-old graphic designer living in a little village just outside of London in the UK. Very keen Zwifter. That's basically me in a nutshell.
Well, there are definitely some things that I just learned about you. The saxophone is very interesting. The fact that you I didn't know you had 3 kids, so that's awesome. Humans.
I started young, so I call them kids, but my eldest is 23. Then I've got a 17-year-old son and a 14-year-old daughter, and a 6-year-old dog.
So you've been very busy for the last 20 years of your life.
Oh yeah, which is why I'm having this full-on midlife crisis now of getting into the cycling, Zwifting, vlogging. I'm far too old to be a vlogger, but this is me trying to recapture what I missed out on when I was in my early 20s.
So your bio raised 2 questions for me. Pro cyclist. So you have the cycling vlog and WKG.
Yep.
Do you make any money from that at all?
No, not at all. What I do...
Because that would qualify you as pro.
Well, that's a good point.
I know, right?
I should have thought that through a little bit better, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
I haven't made any money from it. Maybe I've made the postage back on something that I've sent out. Would that...
Then you're pro. That's your contract.
There we go.
Call you pro.
Guys.
So you brought up basically the one thing that made me find you on the internet, and that's Zwifting. What made you start Zwifting? What drew you to it?
Probably a very familiar story in that it was quite simply trying to find a way to carry on cycling and exercise, more importantly, during the winter months, which over here can be anywhere from, well, about now, August up until next July. Is potentially a winter month over here in the UK. So it was trying to alleviate the boredom of just sitting on a turbo trainer, staring at the wall or listening to music. So I'm a bit fuzzy on the timeline, but I went to the Birmingham Cycle Show in, I think it was September 2015, and saw the Zwift set up on the tax stand and bought myself a tax Vortex there and then. And that was it.
Oh, nice.
I stayed in a hotel that night, so I had to wait until the following day to get back home, set it all up and give it a go. But yeah, that was it. That was my introduction into Zwift and coming across you guys.
Then you started recording. About how long after you started Zwifting did you start recording and uploading to YouTube?
Again, I'm a bit fuzzy on the timeline, but I think I actually started recording some of my outdoor rides before even starting Zwift. I'd done the Ride London event, recorded that, and a couple of other rides. But the reason really for recording the Zwift rides in particular was, I'm sure you're aware of Nathan Guerra and the Zwift community streams and all the rest of it. They're fantastic, and I was by no means wanting to replicate them or attempt to steal any thunder from those guys. But it seemed glaringly obvious to me that they were catering for the real upper echelons of cycling and Zwifting in terms of ability, the guys at the front, top ACAT races. And I'd taken part in quite a lot of the rides and races that were streamed through those channels, and neither myself or any of the guys that I was racing with were ever featured on those. And I just thought it might be quite nice to focus on us, the old Clydesdales at the back of the bunch.
Yeah, I think that's why I found your YouTube channel so interesting. I'm kind of in the same situation that you would like to be able to race with the A group, but the reality is that's not where you're racing. And so watching your YouTube channel was awesome. I was like, hey, this guy's kind of like me, just out there trying to crush it as a everyday worker type person, weekend warrior. And that's what I liked about it. Plus, you got some good sense of humor. So
Right, they're entertaining.
yeah.
I appreciate that. To be honest, it's easy to make them entertaining, particularly the Zwift races, just because of the guys I'm racing with. Obviously I've ridden with you guys on Zwift, and quite often it's very easy to pinpoint a particular target in a race, even if it's right at the back of a D category or whatever it was, or Mike in particular. I remember we were sort of crossing paths on our categories, where I was sort of on a downward slide and you were coming up from the category below, and there were quite a few interesting races where our paths would cross. And to be honest, that's where the entertainment came from me, and I hope that sort of comes across in the videos. But some of the feedback suggests that is the case.
Yeah, definitely. So at this point in time, right now, who is your biggest competitor?
Call him out.
Within WKG.
There's a name that immediately springs to mind, but unfortunately, he's so far ahead of me. It's Kev Stephen is a name. He's quite prominent in the Swift circle.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, he's not actually a member of WKG, because the ODZ team snapped him up right while I was trying to sort of recruit. Historically, we've always come across each other in events, and we've met up a few times in real life. We rode Mont Ventoux together and various other in real life meetups. So he should be, in terms of just an ever present, but I have to be realistic about my abilities now. And it's basically anyone that's been badly injured in the last few months. I'm looking at Noel McGrath, Darren Hunter, you guys. I'm not kidding myself.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. So you created this group called WKG, and did you have any idea that it would grow to where it's at right now? Which last I saw the YouTube channel, you're almost at 1,000 subscribers, and I kind of look at your channel as a channel that is has real dedicated followers. It's real specific to this group. And so did you expect it to kind of grow the way that it had or has, and did you also expect to have the close following of kind of a friend circle that you have right now?
Well, the obvious answer that I'm sure anyone will give would be no. I had absolutely no expectations for this whatsoever in terms of the numbers. And again, I'm not going to kid myself. I'm well aware that I've not got Casey Neistat looking over his shoulder wondering who's this up and coming vlogger. So they're pitiful numbers in the grand scheme of things. But I genuinely, when I remember hitting 50, then 100, and this is either subscribers through the channel or group members on the Facebook group, being just absolutely amazed that anybody was even remotely interested in what I was doing or listening to me prattle along. So the videos, just to sort of sidestep very slightly, the videos were also because, without wanting to get too deep, I'm a bit of a social pariah. I don't have a circle of friends, particularly cycling friends in the real world, quote unquote. And the way for me to just chat with like-minded people, well, obviously I don't get much comeback from it, but it's me chatting at them as opposed to boring my family or the one or two people that were willing to listen to me over and over again. So what I did expect, if I'm being perfectly honest, and this doesn't sound egotistical, I did expect the close-knit, tight sort of family feeling within the group, but on much smaller numbers is the reality of it. And it's it's probably something that anybody that doesn't have huge numbers will say, is that part of it's more valuable to me, the almost repeat custom, for want of a better phrase. But it's the same guys that are always commenting. They take part in all of the events. They're the ones that watch the videos. They're the ones that are most active within the Facebook group. And that's really all I wanted. I was kind of like beggar friend for a while, and I managed to get quite a few hundred of them through social media, which is just absolutely mind-blowing for me, genuinely.
Yeah, I think it's really neat. I understand where you're coming from as far as, like, you said that it's not like astronomical numbers and you're not having these giant YouTubers look over their shoulder because you're coming their way. But like for me on my YouTube channel, it's like when I broke that 100 subscriber count, I was like, it felt amazing. I know I wasn't like even a blip on the radar, but it's like, wow, there's there's a small group of people out there that are actually
Yeah.
into what I'm doing enough that they want to see what else I'm going to
Right,
produce,
right.
and it's an awesome feeling just to
just
have
think,
that.
Yeah. Well, if you were to think, if I sat in a room with 100 people around me and they would all sit there listening attentively to what I've got to say, that's a pretty hard thing to achieve. So that's exactly how I viewed it. I'm kind of thinking that there are actually people. Okay, it's for however many billion people there currently are in the world. It's not a huge percentage of them, but there is a little drop in the ocean that are actually quite interested and entertained by these silly little racing videos we're doing, and but making a hash of trying to fit something to the bike or whatever it is. But it's just maybe just because it's a bit more real world. I want it to be approachable in that I kind of represent what I would imagine is a quite dominant percentage of both cyclists and Zwifters, in that I'm not an elite athlete. I don't have buckets of cash to throw at the absolute latest gear. And that to me was what was missing. I'm not having a dig at anybody else here, because there are other cycling vloggers and cycling groups out there that are absolutely phenomenal, but they tend to veer towards the elite side of things. And it can be an intimidating place for someone, particularly someone quite new to the sport coming in. So that was the idea. And again, just going back to, that's why I was reasonably confident that there would be a pretty tight-knit unit of, I nearly used the word fans, but that sounds like I can't walk down the street without being recognised, that kind of setup. Not quite there yet, but friends and family is how I view the group.
I was just going to say you could use family instead of fans.
Yeah.
Well, to that end, when my kids were born, I did not post it on Facebook, but I did post it in the WKG Facebook group. Because I knew that group would care.
Yeah.
It's so true, isn't it? Well, I don't want to be too specific with names and things, but there was a guy whose name I have actually already mentioned in this conversation, so anyone wants to dig backwards, announced his wife's pregnancy before telling any of his family. He'd announced it with a photo of the pregnancy test, and it's things like that to me. And there are pictures of WKG members meeting up completely separate to any organised events. There are a few guys met in Luxembourg recently, one from Florida, one from Ireland, one from who I think lives in Luxembourg. They just sort of met up off their own accord and started uploading pictures, and that to me is the most satisfying thing that can happen through this group.
Yeah. I think that's what the group is all about, and I think that's why people like it. I mean, you built a community that feels comfortable enough with everybody, and there's not any. It's such I hate to use weird, but it's just such an odd community at this time, and in this world that we live in right now, that so many people can get on this group and get along, and
it's so positive.
It's a positive group where you can harass each other, but it's not out of spite. It's just
absolutely. Particularly when the foundation of it is a competitive environment as well, which is the strangest thing. I've mentioned it in previous things where 3 days of a week we're on a computer trying to hurt each other, trying to break each other's legs. Can I put this guy through? And then quick shower and a beer later, and you're joking about it on Facebook and then waiting for the next one to come up. And it's weird is the right word, absolutely the right word. It's the collection of different personalities from different nations, different ages, sexes, whatever. It amazes me every day.
Since we're still on the subject of Zwift and everything, what would you like to see come to Zwift?
Quite a lot of things. There's a few things that spring to mind on an almost daily basis. More specifically, I kind of have a wish list that is achievable and has been hinted at by the powers that be at Zwift for a little while, and then some other sort of pipe dreams. But predominantly as a team, not leader, team principal, the club function would be really useful. And my understanding of what their club function was going to include was the ability to set up private events, manage individual registrations for leagues, and have sort of league functionality built within the game. So something like that would be absolutely be fantastic. Obviously, given that we run the Winter League, and the hardest part of that, even more so than the racing a lot of the time, is actually trying to manage the scores and the points, etc. Keep an eye on everybody's category limits and those kind of details. So if they could build that as a league function within the game, that would be brilliant.
Yeah.
From an entertainment or from a vlogging point of view, multiple camera angles, sort of simultaneous, would be brilliant, with a kind of replay function. So the ability to watch either multiple riders or just have multiple cameras of one rider and replay particular incidents like sprint finishes, for example. Although, given my previous record, I might not want to watch too many of those back, but it'd be nice to have the option anyway. In terms of, I think they've got most of it right. I mean, I don't know what you guys think, but I feel, I know there are a load of other competitors coming up now, but I don't see anyone that's offering what Zwift are offering, or any of the improvements that they're touting as actually being improvements in terms of the overall experience. I think graphically it's fine. I think the number of courses are fine. I know there are other ones bringing in steering and braking and things like that. I personally don't see how that would work in a sweaty pain cave, dripping on your bike and trying to control the direction of your bike with your phone or whatever. I'm not quite sure how it works, but so from that side of things, I think they're fine. But I actually think it's more the sort of group and team functions are probably the more important things to bring into it. Team time trials would be good as well.
Personally, I don't want to steer and brake. I like that it just tells me where to go. Exactly.
I know it can be a pain when you go back outside and you've forgotten how to do it, but it's
now that's true.
Yeah, I definitely am on board for the changes that you have brought up. I didn't even think anything about the private events. That would be fantastic. Just being able to, send it out to the group of people that you want to send it out to and know that event is just for that. That would probably save you so much headache when it comes to creating those leagues.
Okay. Absolutely. Well, I'm hoping the next league will be on a kind of pre-registration basis with that, and I'm going to sort of cap the numbers in each category as well, just so that we know what to expect each week or each race. And like you say, just knowing who you're racing with and knowing we've built up trust with these guys. I know who's going to cheat and who isn't, and I'm not going to call out the cheats, but I know the ones that do.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you were saying one other thing that you might want to add?
Yeah, another addition which I think would be a really valuable one for Zwift is if Chad could write a new jingle along the lines of the Crazy Tech jingle that you've been coming up with for the last couple of podcasts.
Oh, I could do that. I could do something with WKG.
I think you can.
Let's just say that might appear on this podcast.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it now.
If you could have any bike in the world for Zwift, for outdoor riding, what would it be?
Today, it would be an e-bike, any kind. Something with a motor would be nice. I turned 45 last week. I need motor assistance now. That seems to just have happened overnight. So. But no, joking aside,
we're feeling it.
I've always been fond of the Colnago C64s. They've just got a kind of romance associated with them. Not even the C64, it could be an earlier version of the same bike, but I've always been very fond of those. So I think I'd go for something like that. Hey, do you know what?
Well, we're about to the end of our questions, but I do have one question for you that I didn't send you, and I think anytime we have an interview, we want to ask the individual this question. Are you an iPhone or an Android guy?
I've always been a very brand loyal person with whatever it is we're talking about, and I am 100% an Apple person for my sins. Embarrassingly, I have fully embraced the ecosystem.
Yeah, and I'm sure that you have probably heard from the podcast that we're both Apple fans over here too. So.
I did guess. So This wasn't a pre-prepared answer, obviously, knowing that you're Apple guys, but no, I'm fully Mac, Apple Watch, iPad, iPhone, AirPods. I mean, it's just sad. I'm like a fanboy, really.
You're in deep. You're in the walled garden.
Yeah, there's no coming out.
Well, just so people who don't really know anything about WKG or where they can find you, can you tell us where you can be found and on the internets?
Yeah, I mean, the best place to start is to look for the WKG, or the Team WKG Facebook page, and any associated links can be found through there to the vlog, to the actual website, and list of Swift events, etc. So yeah, that's where to look for us.
Okay, and we'll put some links in the show notes down below so people can jump over to your pages and see, because you do have a little shop thing on there where you can purchase WKG shirts and jerseys and all that stuff.
Yeah, you invited me to do a hard sell.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, the finest quality, ethically produced. Our kits, I think it's proven to add between 26 and 28 watts.
There you go.
Yeah,
that's why I've been so fast lately.
Yeah, right. Even on Zwift it does, doesn't it, Mike? You've experienced.
Marcus, this is no joke. We went for a ride the other day, and admittedly, I'm a little bit out of shape, but Mike was wearing an orange WKG jersey, and he beat me up this hill that we have locally, and he's never beaten me up before.
There you go. See, I've raced with Mike, and I know the only way he can beat anyone is wearing that kit. So there you go.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, Marcus, again, we appreciate it, and we will see you in probably your next video and also on your Facebook page.
Great stuff.
All right, we'll
Absolute pleasure. Thanks for having me, guys.
All right, talk to you later. That was a pretty good interview.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little challenging to edit, but luckily we recorded on our side.
Right.
And Skype recorded Marcus successfully. And through the magic of editing in hours of work.
The magic of Mike. Magic Mike.
Oh, God. We were able to get this interview in what I thought was a pretty good format. So, I really appreciate Marcus jumping in and doing this. And like we said, the mere fact that we were able to sit in our car, do a Skype call, and talk to somebody all the way over there across the sea.
Across the pond, did they say?
Oh, yeah, across the pond. That's Australia. Sorry.
I thought you were doing A for Canada.
That's what it was.
Canada,
okay. But no, so it's amazing. So I enjoyed it. Did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it. I had a good time. I've never talked to Marcus outside of, listening to his vlog or whatever.
Yeah.
But, you had been texting with him a little bit, but I know he's British, but still when he comes across with, I've never talked to someone British on the phone.
Yeah.
After we got off the phone with him, I was like, I love that accent.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
That's why majority of commercials that sell a lot of products are people with that accent.
Right. Well, they sound smarter than you.
Because they probably are.
Wow.
Let's be honest. So he put you up to a challenge.
He did. So instead of a crazy tech song this week, I'm doing a WKG song. So enjoy. Kit it up, plug it in, let me begin. I came to win, Zwift with me, sink or swim. I won't ever slack up, PC please don't act up. Try to play the role of a pro cyclist, hack up. Get up, stand up, come on throw your snack up. As you cross the sprint line, feel your seize up. Just let the sweat flow, someone's talking junk, yo. On the vlog with Marcus, I just heard my name though, smelling funky. Jersey's kinda musky, and I can't wait till we get to go to the donut shop. Sure enough, I burned cows probably just enough that I lost a few pounds. I came to ride bikes, so get off your couch and throw it down. Throw it down, dub, K, G, throw it down, dub, K, G, throw it down, dub, K, G. That's for you, Marcus.
Oh, man, that was fantastic. That was absolutely incredible. That is going to be the official WKG song from here on out. It's got to be.
I hope so.
You nailed it, man. I don't even know how. I don't know how you do that.
So that one took some work.
Yeah. You did it,
I
and
did
that's
it.
what's amazing.
I did do it.
Oh, man.
Whew.
I think I found a new ringtone. You nailed it.
So, challenge accepted. Gauntlet thrown down. Challenge completed.
Yes. There you go, Marcus. That's for you.
So, Crazy Tech.
Yes.
Do you want to go first or me?
I want to go first.
Okay.
So, you got this fancy new Apple Card, right?
I did.
And you probably saw the whole thing about, like, you don't want to stain the card.
I did see
You
all
don't want to
this.
scratch the card.
Mine's already scratched.
Oh, man. It's too late for you then.
Yeah.
So, a company came out with a Apple...
Hold on. If you haven't heard about this, apparently denim stains it
Yes.
and leather stains it.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know about anybody else out there, but either you're carrying your card loose in your pocket, which is denim,
Yep.
or you've got it in a leather wallet, because most of us are not rocking our 5th grade Velcro nylon wallet.
Right. And apparently when Apple sat around a conference room and it was like, let's make a credit card, all things considered, how do people carry this? That doesn't matter.
No, it just needs to be beautiful.
It just needs to be pretty, and it needs to not stay pretty for a long time, so people put it in a glass case.
Well, it's just going to end up costing Apple money, because once the literal shine wears off,
They're going to request a new
they're
one.
going to request
Yeah.
a new one. Mine got lost.
So, there's a company out there called Kerf.
Yeah?
It is called, yes, you
Like short for curfew?
K-E-R-F.
K-E-R-F. Okay.
Kind of like Nerf.
Gotcha.
But Kerf. They have a website called kerfcase.com. I did not look on there to see what else they carry, but they make...
So peruse at your own
Yes.
peril.
So they make a wooden case for your Apple Card.
Really?
Yes. This thing, the figured walnut version, will cost you a cool $139.
My Apple Card was free.
Not the case for it. That's the figured walnut. I don't know. Figured walnut is
Walmart's
like...
beautiful. Walmart. Walnut is beautiful.
But this is figured walnut.
I don't know what that means.
To me, whenever I looked at it online, it looked like it might have been like, do you know those things on the side of the tree that grow that are called like burls or burrs or something? And
Yeah,
they basically make a weird growth in the tree, and then it creates some weird pattern whenever you make woodwork out of them. That's what it kind of looked like. It's kerfcase.com.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So they start out at $39, so you can get yourself a sweet maple one, which, okay, sure, all right, $39 for a maple one, $69 for a regular walnut one.
Nice.
$119 for a spalted maple.
Spalted?
S-P-A-L-T-E-D. Spalted maple. Mm-hmm. It looked a little different, and then $139 for the figured walnut. But you can get them engraved, and you can also get an image etched into them if you wanted to.
Nice.
So
you can also get Qi chargers and phone cases. Just
saying. So it looks like they've got all kinds of stuff, but I just thought it was hilarious that you've got this titanium card and somebody has made a case for it. I would love to know.
Is this it?
I would love to know. No, it's it's actually like looks like a case you would set on your dresser.
Oh. Fancy.
Like, it's not one that I would want to put in my pocket. Now, they did say this wasn't specific for the Apple Card, but in all of their footage or like pictures online, it's Apple Card.
Right.
So yeah, you're gonna get you one.
Yeah.
Snag one up.
Yeah.
Get your figured walnut. It's only $139. Sorry.
I just made a $130 extra payment on my student loans because guess who's done with them? I'm tired of them. They're finally low enough that it feels like I can attack them.
Yeah. Well,
and
you
so
should reallocate.
I should have bought wood.
You should have bought a wood case for your Apple Card instead.
I could buy a walnut tree for $130.
I was going to say, I've got a lot of walnut trees. You can
you do.
You can have a branch.
You can have a branch of one, make your own.
Yeah. So that's my crazy tech.
Their cases are beautiful. Like
yeah.
this one here that's a limited edition. Like,
Yeah, they
it's really pretty.
I mean, top notch. I'm sure they have good machinery and whatever that's making these
all
things
that.
for them. But yeah,
Yeah.
for your card, no, that's kind of crazy.
Maybe not.
That's
Well,
why I made
it is
crazy
tech. Yeah. So last week I think I talked about the plant app.
Yes, that was cool, which I want to use that on a plant at my property this week.
So similar, I guess. I read this from a Stanford study. They have used convolutional neural networks, or
gosh.
CNNs.
Oh.
Think deep machine learning.
Okay.
To figure out how to do like dermatological assessments.
Mm-hmm.
And so they entered in 130,000 data sets of skin lesions and 2,000 different types of diseases. And they tested their computer system, their AI system, against 21 board-certified dermatologists on what were already biopsy-proven clinical images.
Okay.
And so they gave it 2 different binary choices. So it could either be a malignant carcinoma versus a benign seborrheic keratosis, which is the common types of skin cancer.
Okay.
Or it could be malignant melanoma versus benign nevi. And that's melanoma's the deadly skin cancer.
Right.
And when comparing the AI network to these 21 board-certified dermatologists, it was completely on par with them. So it does just as good at diagnostic tests as a board-certified dermatologist. Now, I don't know where they got this next number, but in this Stanford study, they said they projected that 6.3 billion smartphone subscriptions by 2021. Now, there's about 7 billion people in the world, which means that they're going to convince every single person who has a smartphone.
I think their numbers are wrong.
I think their numbers are bad.
Yeah.
But if you got 6.3 billion, they said this is a potentially low-cost universal access to vital diagnostic care, which is true.
Yeah.
But you're not going to get 6.3 million subscriptions. You can't get 6.3 million people to agree on anything.
I think.
So.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but this like isn't really a diagnosis, really. Wouldn't you want to take a picture of this, like, say you had like a mole?
Yeah.
You take a picture of it and it says, "Sorry, bro, it looks bad."
Yeah. And then you go to a dermatologist.
Then you go to a doctor, dermatologist.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so if you have a spot that you're like, I don't remember this last summer, but maybe it was there.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe it changed or whatever. Because that's what they say. Like, you should look for stuff with irregular shapes. You should look for stuff that's changing on your body, or something that wasn't there that is now.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, if you have this on your phone, and here's the other thing. If you've got 4 people in your house and you've got 4 people's smartphones, only one of you needs the app.
Right. Yeah.
But, you take a picture of this, and just like with the plant, it tells you, womp womp.
Yeah.
Or, hey, nothing to worry about.
Yeah, I love this stuff. You know, it might not be 100% accurate, but at least it can kind of either, it could help you in some way.
Yeah.
It either make you really worried or make you feel a little bit better. But either way, you probably are supposed to.
You probably should follow up.
Yeah, probably. No matter what it says.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, this stuff is just going to get better and better as we go, right? Because we talked about the whole AI stuff. Like,
right.
It's like
it's
it finds
getting
new
better.
stuff, and okay, this is something a little different, and it turns out that was a cancerous type thing.
Right.
So now that's in the database.
Right.
These ones aren't cancerous.
And that's the other thing. Like, they've got 130 data sets that they put in. Once you release this to the public, and they're taking pictures of every spot on their body, like, you're going to get some data.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
The network grows, and then it just becomes more accurate all the time. And so if it's on par with a board-certified dermatologist now, then you would think that it would be better.
Yeah.
At some point.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to all this type of stuff.
I mean,
anything to make it easier. Like the not really, it's not AI, but just like the apps, for example, like the live MD stuff that we have access to,
I
where we
used that
can,
over the weekend for the first time.
where you can basically do a live chat or video chat with the doctor.
Yeah.
And you don't have to go into the office, because there's a lot of stuff that can be diagnosed just based off of symptoms.
Well, so my son, 15 months old, woke up wheezing but not coughing Saturday morning on a holiday weekend.
Yeah, not a good time.
Not a good time. I didn't even think about it until 10, and at 10:15 I was on the phone with the doctor.
Yeah, so you didn't have to leave your house.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I really like this whole technology medical stuff. I think it's
Me too.
I think it's good for everybody. There doesn't seem to be a downside to it, unless it could make somebody just overly like paranoid, but that's on them.
There is always the, a hypochondriac's going to abuse any medical system. But if you literally can just ring up a doctor, and in our case, with our insurance, it's $0 to use this service.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Right. Might as well use it.
Might as well.
Yeah. Technology is cool.
Yeah.
We like technology, and we don't care who knows. iPhone, Android.
And all the pros.
Well, that's everything, I think, for the week.
Yeah.
Hope you guys enjoyed the interview. Crazy Tech is always crazy.
Yep.
And Chad's song to the WKG team was probably the best thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yes. Hey, you didn't say. Do you know who that was?
I know who that was. I'm pretty sure. Wasn't that the Wu-Tang Clan? No.
It was not.
Who? Insane Clown Posse?
No.
Oh my gosh, who was it?
House of Pain.
I would never have gotten it. Okay. That was really good. But I wanted to say, before Chad tells everybody where to find everything, it would be really good if you guys could go out and rate and review us on iTunes. Last month, we had the biggest month of downloads. I'm assuming the noise editing app is going to actually edit that out.
Probably.
But no, we had the highest month of downloads ever, and we can't thank you guys enough. This is just something that whenever we see these numbers go up, we actually know there's people out there listening to this and enjoying it, I hope, because we continue to see people download on the regular on Thursdays, but then we're starting to see new people come on over throughout the week. And it just encourages both of us to keep going and come up with new content ideas like the interview, and to just keep exploring some of this new technology that's out there.
Yeah, so this week when you showed me like what our, for us, midweek numbers are doing, like in the past it's been like big spike on Thursday when the episode drops, of course, and then like maybe 2 or 3 days with 0.
Yeah.
And the last week, or last couple of weeks maybe, like our lowest daily is around 5.
Yeah.
And I realize we're talking small numbers, but 5's way bigger than 0.
Yeah.
Infinitely so.
It really is, because those 5 that were downloaded, right, could be 5 individual subscribers.
Yeah.
And that is awesome. So we really do genuinely thank you guys for listening to this, and hope that you're enjoying it. If you are enjoying it, just go out there, give us a rating on iTunes. That's something that we can see, and that you can kind of give us feedback on, like what you like, what you don't like, what's your favorite aspect of the whole podcast. Do you like the crazy tech the best, or do you like the main topic the best? Do you like Chad's rapping the best, or do you like the intro? Whatever. Any feedback would be great feedback to hear from you. And again, thank you guys so much. And Chad, where can they find us?
And definitely tell a friend.
Oh, yeah. Tell a friend.
If you like it, tell a friend, because I actually had a buddy. I was chatting with him this weekend, and someone else that was standing near us was like, "Oh, you have a podcast? That's crazy." I was like, "Yeah." And I didn't have to do any promotion. My buddy was just like, "Here's what I think about it. It's really cool. You should subscribe."
Yeah.
And they pulled their phone out and subscribed.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much to the person I don't know, but Chad does. But
yeah, so you can find us on the internet at LunchTimeTechTalk.com. You can find us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and YouTube at Lunchtime Tech Talk. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Lunchtime Tech Talk. You can find us on Twitter at LunchTimeTech-T1. That's important. That's a big distinction.
Yes.
You can find me at MSUMac. That's MSUMACC. And find Mike's last couple of videos for sure.
Yeah.
Because they're good.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. I hope everybody else likes them. And you can find me on Twitter at run_bike_Mike, and you can find me on Instagram, YouTube, Zwift at RunBikeMike.
And I think it's been a couple of days, but I think that Marcus plugged his stuff at the end, but I'm definitely going to have links to where you can find Marcus in the show notes.
Yes, if you get on Facebook and you just search for Team WKG, you will find the orange logo.
Yeah.
And you have found the right spot.
That's right.
If you are a Zwifter, even if you're not, check out this team. It's a fantastic group to be part of, and I would love to see Marcus's community grow even more. And I'm sure he would like to too.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Thanks for spending your lunch with us.
All right. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.